I want you to try something for me. Just close your eyes and conjure up the mental image of a prestigious law firm. What do you see?
Oh, and I'm guessing it's heavy on the mahogany.
Right, exactly. Heavy on the mahogany.
Leather chairs that cost more than my first car.
Right, and floor-to-ceiling bookshelves lined with those, beige and red volumes of case law that
That nobody actually opens anymore.
nobody. It's an aesthetic of permanence.
Ah,
But if you look past the lobby and those corner offices and you go down into the basement of that traditional firm, you find something else entirely.
the IT closet.
Yes. Or if they're really fancy, they call it the server room.
The humming, blinking fortress.
Right. And usually it's freezing cold down there. It's incredibly loud. And it represents what is probably the single biggest anxiety point for the entire firm, whether the partners realize it or not.
Oh, they definitely don't realize it until it breaks.
Exactly. So today on the deep dive, we are taking a sledgehammer to that basement. We're looking at the massive tension between the old law way of hoarding data physically and the modern reality of cloud computing.
And it really is a tension. I mean, I think people underestimate how emotional this shift is for legal professionals.
Because of the precedent.
Yeah, you have an industry built on the entire concept of precedent, literally doing things the way they've always been done.
Yeah.
And now that's colliding with a technological landscape that changes every 6 months.
Well, we have a great guide for this deep dive today. We're working from some excerpts from a document called Legal Cloud Integration, Scaling the Modern
Oh,
Practice.
excellent, by the way.
It is. It's put together by the team over at moremax.net. And I want to be clear right up front, if you are listening to this and you need assistance navigating this stuff, you should absolutely contact them.
Because the goal of their guide, and really our mission for this discussion,
Yeah.
is to explore why those traditional on-premise IT systems are becoming a massive liability, and how cloud computing is transforming legal operations from a massive cost center into a strategic advantage.
So let's set the stage here. Why is this coming to a head right now? Because law firms have been slow to adapt for decades.
Decades.
So why is the pressure cooker whistling now?
It's really a convergence of a few things: data volume, client impatience, and security threats. The old way, the on-premise system, it's just too rigid.
Inexpensive.
Incredibly expensive. The amount of data a firm has to handle for just a standard discovery process has absolutely exploded. We aren't just talking about a few Word documents anymore.
No, it's terabytes.
Right, terabytes of video, Slack messages, metadata.
Yeah.
That basement server literally cannot hold it all.
And if you try to make it hold it all, you go broke.
Exactly. That's the financial argument this source unpacks. Moving to the cloud isn't just about trying to look modern, it's about cost efficiency.
Let's dig into that cost efficiency. Because, I'll play the role of the skeptic here. If I'm a managing partner, I look at that server downstairs and I say, well, I bought that. It's mine. It's an asset.
Right, the ownership mentality.
Yeah. If I move to the cloud, aren't I just signing up for a monthly bill that never ends?
On paper, buying a server looks like a one-time pain. But the moremax.net material breaks down the total cost of ownership, and the numbers are brutal.
Because it's not just the metal box.
Exactly. It's the electricity to cool the room, which is huge. It's the physical security. It's the IT overhead, the staff you need to pay specifically to sit there and patch that hardware.
And hardware doesn't last forever.
That's the kicker. Every 3 to 5 years, that expensive asset becomes a paperweight. You have to rip it out, replace it, pay for hardware upgrades, and deal with migration downtime.
So the cloud eliminates that cycle.
It does. It reduces that IT overhead dramatically. You're trading a massive, unpredictable cash strain for a predictable operating expense.
Okay, money is one thing, but I think the bigger friction point for a lot of people is the actual day-to-day work. The source talks about the hybrid reality.
Yes, because we are not in 2019 anymore.
No, we're not. The idea that work only happens at a mahogany desk between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. is completely dead.
But a lot of firms still try to force that issue. Or they use a halfway solution. I'm sure you know the one.
The VPN.
The bane of every associate's existence.
It really is. I mean, paint the picture. You're at home or you're at the courthouse and you need to pull up a file.
So you log into the VPN and you wait.
You wait. It connects. You click the folder.
And you wait some more. You try to open a PDF and you get that spinning wheel of death.
Right. And meanwhile, the judge is looking at you. Or the client is checking their watch. It makes you look incompetent.
The source highlights this exact friction. Lawyers need flexibility and remote access. They need to access case files from anywhere, not just the office.
So how does the cloud fix that?
By flipping the model, the data doesn't live in the building anymore. It lives on a highly optimized internet infrastructure. So whether you are in the office or at your kitchen table, the access speed is the same.
You aren't remoting in, you're just logging in.
Precisely. And that brings us to the scalability concept mentioned in the text.
Scalability. This is where I think the old way really falls apart.
Utterly falls apart.
Let's say I'm a mid-sized firm, we're doing okay, and then boom, we land a massive class action lawsuit.
Congratulations, now you have a massive IT problem.
Right. Opposing counsel dumps 50 terabytes of discovery data on us on a Friday afternoon. If I'm on the old basement system, what happens?
You panic. You call your IT director, who says the servers are already at 80% capacity. So now you have to rush order new physical servers.
Pay for rush shipping.
Pay overtime for installation. And your case is stalled because of physical hardware.
Now contrast that with the cloud model.
In the cloud, as a firm's caseload grows, they don't buy physical infrastructure. You log into a dashboard, you scale your storage and computing power on demand.
It's instantaneous.
Seconds. You just rent a bigger slice of the pie, and when the case settles, you scale it back down.
That elasticity is incredible. But let's talk about the people actually paying the firm's bills, the clients.
The client experience is changing rapidly.
Yeah, the host asks about the client side of things all the time on this show. What do modern clients expect?
They expect digital-first services. Think about it. When you order a pizza, you can track it on your phone from the oven to your door.
Right.
When you use banking apps, you see transactions instantly. Clients expect speed and transparency from their lawyers now, too.
And traditionally, hiring a lawyer feels like throwing documents into a black hole.
Exactly. You send an email, you wait 2 days. But cloud adoption directly links to faster, more transparent communication.
How so?
Through client portals. Cloud-integrated firms offer secure logins where the client can see the status of their case, upload documents directly, and see the calendar. It meets those rising expectations.
Okay, we've talked about the benefits. We have to address the elephant in the room, the big fear.
Security.
Right. This is the most common objection I hear from lawyers. Is client data actually safe floating around in the cloud?
This is where the expert rebuttal from the source material is really strong. The specific security features in the cloud often drastically outperform on-premise solutions.
But the gut feeling for a lawyer is, if I can lock the server room door, I can protect the data.
Which is a very dangerous illusion, because it assumes your local IT guy is better at cybersecurity than Microsoft or Amazon.
Ouch. Fair point. So what makes the cloud safer?
First, advanced encryption, protecting sensitive documents both in transit, meaning while they're being sent or shared, and at rest, meaning while they're just sitting in storage.
So even if someone intercepted the file, it's useless to them.
Exactly. It's unreadable. The second major feature is compliance support.
Oh, the regulatory minefield.
Yes. GDPR, HIPAA, all of these major standards. The platforms align with these standards out of the box. Maintaining a basement server that complies with all those overlapping regulations is a nightmare for a small firm.
But with the cloud, you kind of inherit their compliance.
You piggyback on their massive investments in compliance infrastructure.
And the source also mentions automatic updates.
This is crucial to stay ahead of evolving cyber threats. It's called the patch gap. When a software vulnerability is found, your local IT guy has to manually install the patch.
And maybe he gets to it next week?
Exactly. And that gap is when hackers strike. Cloud platforms do regular updates and automatic patching across the whole network instantly.
That's a huge difference. Okay, let's steer the conversation to the practical operations, how it looks day to day, because it's not just a hard drive in the sky.
No, it goes way beyond storage. It fundamentally changes document management.
Right, the centralized storage for contracts, case files, research notes.
Instead of version 1, version 2, version final, living on 3 different laptops, there is one single source of truth that everyone works from.
Which leads right into collaboration.
Exactly. These tools create secure platforms for internal teams to work together in real time and for communicating securely with clients.
But what happens when things go wrong? Because things always go wrong.
You're talking about disaster recovery.
Yeah. A pipe bursts above the server room, or worse, ransomware.
Ransomware is terrifying for an on-premise firm. They get locked out of their local network and they are dead in the water for weeks. Sometimes they lose the data permanently.
Which is a massive malpractice liability.
Huge. But the cloud provides a critical safety net, protection against data loss from hardware failures or natural disasters via automated cloud backups.
So if the office burns down,
you buy a new laptop at the store, log in at a coffee shop, and every single file is exactly where you left it.
The resilience is just on another level. So let's get strategic. If I'm a law firm and I'm listening to this, what do I ask a provider?
The source material provides a great checklist. There are 4 key questions every firm must consider before signing anything.
Okay, hit me. What's number one?
Number 1, what specific guarantees are there for security and compliance?
Right, you want to see the certifications. You want to know they are handling the IPA and GDPR requirements.
Exactly. Make them prove it. Question number 2, integration. How easily does it fit with your existing practice management tools?
Oh, that's big. Because if the new system doesn't talk to the billing software we already use, the staff is going to riot.
They will absolutely revolt. It has to be seamless.
Okay, what's the third question?
The bottom line, what are the long-term cost savings compared to maintaining your on-premise infrastructure?
You want to map out the CapEx versus OpEx over a 5-year period.
Right. Don't just look at the monthly fee. Look at the hardware replacement costs you're avoiding.
Makes sense. And the final question.
Number 4, service delivery. How will this actually improve the service the client receives?
Because at the end of the day, that's what keeps the lights on.
If the tech doesn't make you faster, more responsive, and more transparent for the client, you're missing the point.
That is a phenomenal checklist. So to summarize the journey we've been on today, we are looking at an industry moving from rigid, expensive servers in the basement to flexible, highly secure cloud solutions.
And the verdict from the source is incredibly clear.
Which is,
Cloud computing is no longer optional. It has become the operational baseline for any competitive law firm today.
if you aren't doing it, you're already behind.
Exactly.
Well, again, a huge thank you to the folks at moremax.net for the source material, legal cloud integration, scaling the modern practice. Remember, if you need assistance with this transition, contact them. They are the experts.
Highly recommend reaching out to them.
I want to leave you, the listener, with one final, slightly provocative thought to mull over. We just said that the cloud is the operational baseline for a competitive firm.
Right.
So if that's the baseline, what happens to the firms that simply refuse to switch?
The holdouts.
Yeah, the ones who cling to the basement server. Are they risking not just a little inefficiency, but absolute irrelevance in the digital age?
When the clients and the young talent move on, irrelevance happens very fast.
It's definitely something to think about before you sign that next hardware purchase order. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We will catch you next time.
Take care, everyone.